Hold on. Let's start that over again now that we have audio.
Oh my
Welcome
God.
to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm disappointed.
Fudge crackers.
I'm BJ, and welcome back to your weekly whiskey, wine, and everything barrel-aged and in-between podcast. We're going to get used to it someday.
Little
one
tech
of these days
difficulties.
when we can afford a videographer, sound operator.
It's a live producer, somebody who's literally sitting
a producer.
and staring at us.
Yes, we need a producer.
Who's touching all the things and not actively a part of the show.
Uncle
Just like
Punky, how's it
Wayne's
going?
World.
Patrick, how's it going? Shelly, welcome to the show.
Hi, y'all.
How
Hey,
you
yo.
doing? Welcome tonight. We have a fun one tonight. So we,
As always,
we try to find reviews of barrel-aged alcohol that you can find pretty much anywhere.
Readily
available. So at least for the West Coast, I would say that this brand is relatively newer to the scene.
It's the West Coast, best coast.
And is more readily available. That's a tough call with some of our friends and faithful followers that are from the East Coast. But
Well, we're broadcasting from the West Coast.
Which is the best case.
So
Anyway.
it's automatically the best
so
coast.
Old Elk tonight, guys. We're going to jump into Old
Elk.
Elk. Some of you may have seen this
Hand
bottle. It's got some MGP hype around it, which we'll get into momentarily. We are going to have Zach showcase the bottle as his normal routine is. Everyone's like, oh, there's the bottle. There it is, Old Elk. Greg Metz. People are like, who's Greg Metz? Oh, look at that topper. So, and also while you're up, why don't you show what came with this? So this was the holiday gift edition that came with a stopper that's actually an elk mouth that we are going to put on the top of that and pour tonight. Oh, it does. Oh, I thought it kind of sprayed out the horns.
So you stick that elk head into the top of the bottle.
Okay, thanks for that.
And then you pour the whiskey out of it.
As we're not back into focus now.
Wait, fix us.
There we go.
There it is. Cool. Yeah, so this is cool because this is MGP juice coming out of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh, well, of course. Well, hello there, Ellie. Welcome to the show. Patrick says, Ellie says, BJ looks like he's with his two bosses. That's what Ellie says, which is fact. Hashtag facts.
That's a fact.
You are right.
Jack.
Negative.
You got a cookie,
That's
Jack.
wrong,
some
Ellie.
brownie. You're a winner in my
Ellie,
book.
remember, I'm on the show.
But the bosses are with him, so.
Oh, my God.
The bosses.
Anyway.
Don't teach my niece anything.
Old Elk, Fort Collins, Colorado, 2013. Relatively new to the scene.
Yeah.
They started off making gin and bourbon cream.
What is bourbon cream?
I
What
have
is
never
that?
had
What
bourbon.
is bourbon
Okay,
cream?
the best way I can put it is Bailey's. It's
Oh.
Bailey's with like more of a bourbon twist to it.
Okay, we're gonna have to drink
If
this on the
that-
show.
We need to get some bourbon cream.
Get some bourbon
So,
cream reviews.
a very well-known bourbon cream is made by Buffalo Trace.
I am aware.
Just FYI.
And I've never had the guts to buy it.
I haven't either.
Maybe I should.
What is it? What's the name of it?
Well,
It's Buffalo
it's
Trace
Buffalo
bourbon cream.
Trace
That's
bourbon
it,
cream.
literally.
You know who has it?
Well, that's not very creative.
Mr. Case. Last time we were in Mr. Case together, they had a whole shelf full
Yeah.
Wow.
of Buffalo Trace bourbon cream.
It's one of those bottles where the more you sell, the more bigger your Blanton's allocation is. I'm sure.
Oh.
So
it's
sell
one of
lots of
those-
it. And it's
yeah.
like, what, $13 a bottle?
It's cheap. It's
So it's
cheap.
that good. Awesome.
And think about it. You have a hot toddy on the weekend. It's, $13.
Hot toddy. I'm pouring it in my coffee, baby.
I'm going to keep
Well,
an eye
yeah,
out
there
for
you go.
the Old Elk bourbon cream then, too.
You should. It's called, I think it was Nuku. It had a strange
Ooh,
name. I'm
Nuku.
sorry. My
Wow, we're
apologies for not knowing
Very
it.
prepared.
Anyway.
So what else do you know?
So Greg Metz. Greg Metz is the Old Elk Master Distiller.
Okay.
He's kind of a big deal. Apparently, he has like 40 years of Master Distiller at MGP for 38 of those years.
Wow.
Running the show over there. So I'm sure this guy is an authority on whiskey, bourbon, etc.
And I'll back you up on all this knowledge because I was there when you learned about all of it. So
All right,
I am
great.
with you.
Is this
Do you have
when
anything
we
else to
read the back
add
of the
about
bottle?
Greg Metz? or do we want to jump right into Old Elk and maybe talk a little bit more details about this?
You know, Greg Metz, I will say this. So there's some interesting stuff out there. Greg Metz, I think, has done a really good job with the marketing team over at Old Elk to put together some really nice videos and some really nice social media packages. I think it's interesting that when they started crafting Old Elk, one of the things that they told him to do as the master distiller when they were crafting this product was they said, 2 things we want from this. We want smooth and we want approachable.
And who can go wrong with saying that, right? If we're going to make a product and I
pretty
want
good
it
way
to
to
be
do it.
smooth and approachable, I mean, that's kind of the way to do it. Top Feed Cocoa, how's it going? Chris Conrad, welcome.
What's up, guys? The thing I think about with Old Elk before we jump in is approachability and availability. I see Old Elk out here everywhere.
I was
I've
just
seen
going to
it
say
at
that.
Costco.
Yes, it is everywhere.
And I feel like all of the bourbon clubs, and I don't know about where you are, but here in Las Vegas, there are several pretty prominent bourbon clubs and groups that are putting together barrel picks, and a lot of great liquor stores that are putting together barrel picks
Right.
and store picks. And
Yep.
Old Elk has done many collaborations with
There's
these
tons.
folks.
There is tons of Old Elk picks.
A lot of availability.
Liquor World had a handful of killer picks. The Las Vegas Whiskey Drinkers and Collectors had a great pick. Whiskey Slickers had a handful of great picks. There's countless others crushing it. Total Wine did a pick. There's a lot of single barrel variants out there of this Old Elk product. Tonight, we are just bringing you guys the blended straight bourbon whiskey. This
It's a
Zach,
standard
wasn't this
product,
$40
right?
bucks? Isn't this $40?
$40. That's the I believe the age statement. Was
$40,
five
friends.
years.
And
This is a
the holiday
5-year
box. You
product.
got the stopper, and it's a 5-year whiskey.
Yeah, and
Why do
this is available all the time over
unless
at
I
Costco.
spit this out, this has to go on your shelf. And I've never had this. So
5-year MGP, guys.
5-year MGP juice, Old Elk, Greg Metz. Let's get into this. Please open it up. Patrick Curry. What do we got here? Doesn't Old Elk have some of their own juice now? They do. So 2013, they started barreling product. They should be ready to go now that we're in 2022. But I think they picked up. I'm sure they probably didn't
You're
do
not gonna pour it out
distilling
the
right off the
mouth?
bat if they were doing gin and bourbon cream.
Pour mine. Pour mine. Pour mine.
Oh yeah,
out the
he wants
mouth.
it out of the mouth. So for those that are just listening in, Zach's getting a pour out of the elk mouth into the glass. You guys should really go up to the camera for that one. You should really have gone up to the camera.
We'll do another pour in front of the camera.
All right, we'll do.
But yeah,
round
that's
two.
the noise it makes.
Perry, welcome to the show. He says some decent whiskeys coming out of the mountain states lately, not just High West.
Is that Mr. Haichu?
Yeah, Stranahan is
Mr.
out of
Haichu.
Colorado. Is also great.
Perry,
Wonderful.
I owe you a call when we're done.
Oh, most definitely. Good,
Well,
good to, yeah, thanks for joining us,
cheers, everybody.
But cheers, all. Let us know what you're
Cheers,
drinking in the
cheers.
chat. If you're out there enjoying a beverage, let
Or
us
in the
know.
comments if you're watching later.
Yeah. Trying to get into this nose here. Why don't we talk a little bit about this process of how, so there's a few to differentiate these guys from their distilling process.
You
right?
learned some interesting things about their cutting process.
Yeah,
their proofing
so
process.
their proofing process. So for those that don't know, most distilleries take a barrel proof distillate or barrel proof juice, and they it comes in. It's really right. It's probably in the 50s, upper 50s, 60s. So they want to
like
bring it
pee.
down to where the masses can enjoy it. And how they do that is they add water. So we come to find out that Old Elk, Greg Metz, does a very interesting slow. What do they call it? A slow proofing.
It's a
process?
slow proofing process.
And what he was saying was other distilleries, when they proof down, they just add a ton of water. And apparently what that does is there's a reaction that creates heat. It's a byproduct of bringing that alcohol proof down.
Which is interesting.
Which
That
is
you
interesting.
add water
it's a chemical
and it creates
process.
heat.
So that heat is actually interfering and messing with some of the flavor profiles. So at Old Elk, they're like, we don't like heat. We're not fans of that. So they, over the course of a process, they slowly integrate the water into the base product to bring down that proof. And they say you're supposed to get some more subtle tones when
This one's,
you taste it.
90 proof, correct?
Actually, 88 proof.
88.
44%. I want to talk a little bit about the mash bill on this. So we keep talking about mash bill.
Yeah.
And their mash bill on this...
very interesting mash bill.
It is. So 51% corn, as in any bourbon, right? Any American bourbon has to be at least 51% corn. So their base is 51% corn. Then they do a 15% rye. All right. So that brings them to 66% of their mash bill. The other 34% is malted barley.
Wow.
So it's a huge malted barley.
So why do you know why they add so much barley?
So they do that to smooth it out. And they do that to keep that smooth and approachable. And I think that's exactly what I would call this. I think Old Elk, so far, I'm only 2 sips in. This is very inoffensive.
This is different. I'm going to say that right off the bat. It's unique.
And I'm not sure I'm loving it. It's not bad.
I'm getting a lot of like kind of grassy hay notes.
That's that barley,
dude.
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
that
barley.
barley.
I was gonna say
barley.
that. I was gonna say floral, but not in a bad way. Not grandma's potpourri, but grassy fields.
Yeah,
like
this is very reminiscent
a lawn
of Frey Ranch, and then a little bit of Thistle Finch.
Yes, you're absolutely
Mm-hmm.
right, Zach. I think that's a great comparison. I think it sits in between, right around.
You know what this tastes like?
Man, I enjoy
This tastes like alcoholic beer wort. Like when you're making
are you
barley
thinking
tea.
like the St. George?
No, well, I'm thinking like when you're brewing beer and you're making barley tea, and it's that sweet.
This is not. Or I didn't mean to cut you off there. You want to finish that up? Then we'll go to the chat.
Well, I was just saying that this is like sweet beer wort. Like after you do your initial boil, if this wasn't boiling hot and it had a little bit of an alcohol content, that's what this is very reminiscent of for me.
Okay.
Just my thoughts.
Sure. Chris out there is asking, is this considered a rye whiskey? Which it is not.
No.
Because this is a blend. And it's 51-34.
just a hint of rye.
15.
So it is not rye.
You know, I'd be really
Prominent.
interested. They make a wheated version of this.
They do.
And I'd be really interested in that after having. Now, again, lots of variants as we
A
talked
ton of
about
variants.
earlier.
Single barrels. They now do cask treatments. So I think that they put some in cognac.
Interesting.
Either cognac staves or cognac barrels. They make that addition as well.
That's weird because this is already pretty sweet.
I
So I'm not
know,
sure I'd
I
want to
know.
sweeten this up. This is pretty sweet. But it feels very cut. That's the other thing that's the part I don't like is it feels cut. It feels like it's half what it should be.
Again, I think you're on point. Absolutely. It does taste like it's pre-cut, which is weird, right?
See, I wonder what the original is. And what does that taste like?
Like
Is
a
it
barrel strength?
I mean, is it too much, or I mean, there is a barrel proof version of this, right? Or
There's single barrel strength,
so
which we will definitely have on the show.
that's
Yeah.
something we
Next
could,
week.
compare
Next
to.
week.
Next
we'll,
week.
We'll do an Old Elk store pick.
Old
single
Elk
barrel.
Part 2.
Part two.
Oh wow!
In stereo.
Jinx,
I love it.
Jinx 1, 2, 3, 4.
Grassy, freshly cut grass. It's a lawn, but it tastes pre-cut. I think that low ABV. What was it? You said 44.
44%.
So 44%, 88 proof.
I mean, that keeps it. That makes it easy for the masses. For a lot of people will drink this and
Bouncing
go,
off
"That's
that,
delicious."
I just want to. I just keep going back to it though.
Smooth
It's smooth
and approachable.
and unoffensive. It's very approachable. It's not my best flavor profile. Like, I don't prefer this, but if I was somewhere where this was like one of like 3 other choices on the menu, and if you guys want to pick those other 2, let me know. What would I pick? Old Elk would be up there immediately. Really? Yeah, if I'm just at like an open bar or something, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got Old Elk blended," and I was like, "Yeah."
Quite a bit different, though. I like it.
It is different. So this was $40 for our friends out there asking, and you get the cool stopper. But here's the thing. So I've noticed that they really only do this during the holiday time, and then
at Costco specifically.
At Costco,
guys.
I've seen it at a few liquor stores with that metal stopper that Zach was showing. But traditionally, you just get the bottle. I haven't seen it in the box that I have right here. in the bottle, and the little stopper's hiding over there by Zach.
And that stopper will fit into just about any other bottle too. So
Good to know.
If you'd like the Old Elk pouring out the mouth experience with your other whiskeys, you can do that as well.
Perfect. So Zach, why don't you start us off with your nose rating? We're to change things up today.
What do you think there, Zach?
So I'm getting hints of caramel, lots of grass, a lot of hay, almost seems like a rye, but very. I like the nose. It's got a bright, or actually, yeah, a very sweet caramel, grassy hay kind of notes.
All right.
I like it. I'll give it a 2-2.
A 2-2?
Just a 2.
2.
Just a 2. But a 2's good.
All right. Beej, what do we give it there on the nose?
It's a strong 2.
Yeah, I don't get so much of the caramel or even caramel.
Are they different?
Yeah, one's a solid and one's a liquid.
Oh!
Which one's which?
Hashtag truth.
That's, a
Caramel syrup.
A caramel is a solid.
Yep.
A caramel is a liquid. Hashtag fact. Hashtag truth. But I am getting this interesting citrus, like a sweet Tangelo rind, like an sweet orange rind.
I would almost call it grapefruit rind. I'm with you. I get like a
I don't want to
fruit rind.
pinhole it into any specific citrus.
Citrus rind.
It's not lemony and it's not limey, but it is like it's on the citrus side of like oranges, or grapefruit. I would even say it's very sweet. Almost honeysuckly, so back with that grasses. It is really pleasant. I think that it's a great springtime scent. I'm not going to argue with you on the 2. I think that it's a 2. It's different. This is not what I was expecting. I think Old Elk, to me, when I saw Old Elk and everything that I've seen from branding, even this topper, which is it's made to look like it's made from part of an elk horn or antler. I was expecting more of a pioneer, hunter, trapper, very burly, very brisk style of whiskey. That's not what this is. This is very refined. It's way more refined than I was expecting. And that's a pleasant surprise. I like this. I'll give that a 2.
Okay. Wow. So off to me here, and I'll let you take that one there. So getting to my nose, I echo a little bit off of what, excuse me, what Zach has said.
Was it good or bad?
I swallowed wrong, sorry.
I didn't see it.
And it's like alcohol, so it's like compounded.
We'll try it later. We'll try that later.
All right. Getting to the nose, I think Zach was onto something with a little bit of caramel notes, but very, very light.
Very slight.
Yeah, leading right into like a citrusy oak nose. It's not my favorite. It's not blowing me away. I didn't like open the bottle and be like, OMG, like, some bottles have passed.
It's not very strong.
It's not blowing me away.
Super subtle.
I'm taking a lot into account here. I'm taking in like price and availability and what am I going to give this nose? And I'm going to give it a 1.5, but not in a bad way. Like I think it's a very strong, right on the cusp of a 2.
Okay.
But I don't think it really meets all the points that I personally like. If it was a personal preference that I loved those smells I was getting, it would get a 2. But it's going to get a 1.5 for me. So moving on to the taste.
Let's snake us back here.
I'm going to snake you guys back. I'm going to jump in one more time here.
There's a snake in my boots.
Snake me back.
Smooth and approachable. Hits the nail on the head.
Very smooth,
but
very
it's
approachable.
Different, right? We've all said it's like fresh cut grass. It has this like, I don't know. I think that there's like a very light, earthy grassiness to this. And then it gets into oak. I get like oakiness and I get that traditional whiskey taste. I keep going back to it, believe it or not. Like it's very approachable and unoffensive. So I just want to keep. As these guys do a pour. You should have done that on the camera. Anyway,
Next time.
I think it's approachable for
in.
$40. It's unique. It's it holds its own weight in this price category. I think there's a huge amount of contenders in that $30 to $40 to $50 price range, and I think Old Elk can definitely hold their own. It's MGP juice. Greg Metz is behind it. Master Distiller. Smooth and approachable. It hits all those points. It's not blowing me away. It's not something that I every day prefer, but I keep drinking it regardless. So I'm giving it a 2 for taste.
Okay.
BJ.
It's super light. I'm sticking to the fact that I think it feels like it's already been cut, and I think that's in mouthfeel, and I take that on the palate as well. I think that there is a flavor that feels like it's half there. I feel like I'm getting Kool-Aid made with no sugar. That's all I can think of.
That's actually that. I mean that.
Interesting analogy, but we'll go with it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean I can see that.
It's like I'm getting Kool-Aid made with no sugar, or half the amount of sugar, twice the amount of water. So I know we watched some info on this proofing process, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably right there for the right nuances. And I think there are some cool nuances here, but I don't know if I'm just in my head on what my expectation was versus what it is, but I'm just not feeling the taste on this.
I'm with you. I know it's very different. I mean, I almost regret giving it a 2. Here's the problem with me, really quick. It lies between a 1.5 and a 2 for me. I think almost across the board.
I mean, it's not bad.
Not bad.
Again,
in no way does that mean it's bad.
And
As
I'm
you know,
gonna
our
tell
rating
you-
scale is 0 to 3 rating.
yeah. Well, hold on.
9 total, 1 blown away bonus, 3 categories.
This is not a bad product.
No.
And the whiskey itself is not bad. It's not made poorly.
No,
the
it's
product
just
it doesn't
different.
taste bad quality.
No.
There's just
Yeah.
something there that I'm missing, that I'm not liking, and maybe I'm going to get that when we go into a variant.
Missing. What do you mean though? Let's expand on that, because I think some people might ask, missing from the tastes of, would you say, a traditional bourbon and whiskey?
It just feels like it's like half the man it used to be.
See, but that doesn't sound positive to me.
Well,
now you're kind of dogging on it.
I'm dogging a little bit on it. I feel like it could
Or
be
ragging on it.
could be a little more. And again, maybe I'm just not a fan of their introductory product. Maybe I'm just not a blended straight bourbon whiskey guy.
Okay.
And it could be the blend, right? That's cool. Greg Metz, maybe I just don't like this version. There's plenty of other versions out there.
Oh, we're going to go deep down the rabbit hole. We're going to do 2 single barrels next week of this
That's cool.
product. And
That's
who
cool.
knows? They could be completely different and off the
I'm
wall.
giving the taste on this a 1.
Okay.
And it's just because I think I'm going to argue a little bit with you.
Sure.
That in the $40 price point, I can pick 2 bourbons that have a bigger character than Old Elk.
Craig.
Elijah Craig. Oh,
Elijah Craig.
And what's your number 2?
Evan Williams.
That's kind of sub $30 bottle though.
It is sub $30 bottle, but it
Yeah.
has twice the character that I think this bottle does.
I would hold it up against
I'm just saying. That's my
Buffalo
personal.
Trace.
My personal. Yeah, Buffalo Trace. Excellent.
Eagle Rare.
Excellent. Eagle Rare. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, yeah, I mean, when you start talking about some other big dogs in that category.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. These guys started in 2013, and we're comparing them to some of the heaviest hitters that have been around for 100 years.
Sure. And
I mean,
I don't think it's fair to compare them to Eagle Rare.
Okay.
That's not fair because it's not as available as Elijah Craig, Evan.
Compared to Jack Daniels,
Buffalo Trace.
there's no comparison. Jack blows it out of the water.
Yeah, Jack has got a bigger flavor profile.
It's
than
totally
Old Elk.
different. It's Tennessee whiskey,
And
too.
it is. Yeah, it's not even bourbon.
Yeah, it's... you're not your apples
But this is really
square
subtle.
Donuts.
And it's very delicate. And I think as an introductory whiskey,
Yeah.
an introductory bourbon,
It
and
hits
what
the
their
marks.
goal
Their
was
goal,
smooth and approachable. perfect.
Here's the thing. You can
Perfect.
throw this in like a giant batch of some awesome whiskey cocktails. I think you can knock out some really cool cocktails with this unique flavor profile.
You could throw this in apple juice, and everybody
Yeah.
would be like, "This is amazing."
Yes.
That's just my personal opinion. A 1.
Okay. Zach.
All right. So, I'm going to go back to what I kind of compared it to earlier. Frey Ranch and Thistlefinch, right?
Sure.
Interesting comparisons.
Yeah, like Old Elk isn't going for like the super deep flavor, like, like the whiskey that you can chew, like, super deep caramel, sweetness. And, it's not really supposed to be.
Well, it
super
doesn't meet
common.
their mission of smooth and
Yeah,
approachable.
Yeah, that's, exactly.
I'm gonna just say too. I got to point out and just tell you. I think that Frey Ranch is an excellent comparison to the Old Elk.
Agreed.
Because I think Old Elk was a craft whiskey distillery until very recently.
And it's got that that beer brewery malty taste to it, and that's
Yeah.
where you get the
Malted barley.
like a beer wort.
basically
taste
the
to it.
barley, and so that's
Yeah.
where you get all of the
Sure.
the grassiness, the hay, and all of that. And I think it's meant to be like that, smooth, approachable. This is something where like you're beginning with this whiskey, and then we'll see what happens when we see the single barrel and the barrel proof Old Elk. Basically this guy's big brother. So they may taste completely different. I like it for the product that it was meant to be, right? I'm not going to compare it to other things that I may enjoy in a different way. I'm going to give it a 2. And I think that's a strong 2. I enjoy it. Like, this is like a spring, like summer drinker. It's easy. You could drink this in 100-degree heat if you wanted to, and still have it be a refreshing bourbon.
Cool.
So,
All right, great.
Value.
Really quick, Garrett says, didn't I hear someone compare it to Blanton's? Absolutely not. We will not.
bland.
And Chris said, those are definitely fighting words.
Get out.
I don't know.
Good evening,
wait,
Sub
hang on.
1000.
Wait, was that somebody did compare it to bland?
No.
I was gonna say what?
Garrett is just stirring the pot.
Yeah. Sub
welcome,
1000.
Garrett.
How you doing? And Garrett, welcome to the
Garrett,
show.
you got me.
Bobby, good to see you.
Subscriber 1,000.
Value. $40.
Okay, I'm going to start it off.
Please start us off.
$40. You get a bottle stopper that you can literally puke whiskey out of the mouth.
In the holiday. It's like I've only seen that around the holiday
All
time.
right, for $40, Old Elk. I'm going to give it a respectable 2.
Okay.
I think $40 for this is not bad.
And while you're at it, why don't you go, once you're finished with that, go to your total score then
Sure,
as well.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a 2. Again, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. My personal opinion came in on this, and that's where that 1 comes from. So a 2, a 1, and a 2 gives it a 5 out of 10. No blown away bonus here. It's not something I'm going to go rush out and buy. And if I see it on the shelf, I'm probably not going to reach for it and be like, ooh, got to put this Old Elk out there. My opinion might change a little bit next week when we jump into some different variants. And just for one of the chatters in the chat there, I like it better than Sweaty Balls.
Okay.
Sweaty balls.
Zach, why don't you give us your taste and then total score?
So for value, I will give it a
Apologies. Value.
I will
and
give it a
total
2
score.
as well. I will go along with what BJ said. If I did not have an Old Elk sitting in my bar, I passed by it over at Costco, I'd probably buy it and put it in the bar. If I wouldn't stack up on this or anything like that. It's a good addition. It's definitely different from a lot of what I have.
Yeah, for $40, you're not going to have buy remorse for this.
No, not at all.
No.
And this is something like you're not going to pound this every day or anything like that.
No.
And this is something where you can give somebody a different perspective when it comes to whiskey. And I'll give it a 2. I would
Okay.
buy this for $40,
You know
especially with the stopper. absolutely sells it.
The holiday
sells it.
stopper.
But that is holiday only, so it's not going to come every single with every.
I have
bottle.
not seen that at many liquor stores in Vegas. I've only seen it at Costco and at very, very 1 or 2 bottles at a few of our liquor stores in town. So normally the Old Elk is just on the shelf in the bottle on its own. First of all, I just had an epiphany, and before I forget, I think we need to reevaluate our scoring system. So remind me off air. I think I have. I don't know. I was just kind of racking it in my brain while Zach was talking.
Okay.
Which I was not. That means I wasn't paying attention.
Possible changes coming our way.
We'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna go to. So my total score right now is a 3.5.
Oh, mine's a
1.5 and a 2. Zach gave it a 6.
I'm the low scorer.
You're the low score right now. I'm at 3.5. Unless I gave it a blown away bonus plus a. You never know. No.
Value.
For value, I'm going to give it a 2. I think it is priced where it needs to be. For $40, this is what you're getting. I think it hits all the marks. Smooth, approachable, right price point. If you see it on the shelf, it's something different. It's something fun. I would say go try it. 5.5 is my total score. I do not give it a blown away bonus, which is not bad. But I would say try it. This is one of those bottles where I think for $40, go to one of your liquor stores and just grab it.
Dude, I'm very excited to see what this guy's big brothers look like, or what they taste like.
No, that's a great point, Zach.
Just
I think
to see,
after we've had this complexity with their $40 product,
I feel like a real schmuck.
You think it's going to be complete opposite? It's going to be terrible.
Well, I'm ready to sit here and tell you, go spend your money on 2 bottles of Old Rye 101.
Wow, that's mean. That is mean.
Sorry.
We'll see.
BJ will not have any Old
He's talks a big
Elk.
talk right now, but we haven't had him yet, so we don't know.
That's true. I'm
We'll
not
see
sure I'm
if he
excited.
if he has to eat his words next week.
But I'd gladly eat my words.
Or drink his words.
I mean, we're gonna have to do a little comparison.
You know what I think we should do?
Yeah,
we should start doing some challenges on the show.
Oh, I like that.
And what these challenges, we're going to back it up with. If you fail these challenges or run your mouth,
this is good.
We're going to get. Oh man, I have so many ideas coming to me right now.
Man, you are like a pot full of fun stuff.
We're going to go buy one of the Underberg plastic trucks. And we're going to fill it up, and we're going to leave it right here on the show.
And you have to take Underberg.
If you're
on the show.
challenged, you don't answer a question right, you start running your mouth. We're going to be like, take the Underberg challenge. Put your money where your mouth is. Literally.
I love it.
Now, is there?
I love it. I'm on board.
Are we gonna have like a Home Depot bucket over here?
Yes.
Just in case
just
for
throwing up.
barfing?
Yeah.
I explained Underberg.
I'll work on that, gentleman.
So I don't know if everybody understands what Underberg is. Underberg's a digestivo.
I'm sure pretty much
Correct?
everybody that's watching the show knows what Underberg is. Anybody that drinks,
it's a make you barf. Made from
comes
the
in little
herbs
vials.
alcohol.
I mean,
I love this.
it's supposed
I'm
to
on
settle.
board.
I love
great.
the idea too.
This is great.
But like this digestivo is supposed to settle your stomach. It actually riles it up like a freaking volcano.
I've had times. So here's the thing: I've had some crazy beer nights. We're talking lambics and big heavy stouts, and you guys all know how that goes. And
mixing one with the other.
Yeah, but I've had an Underberg, and I was like, disgusting. But then I actually was like, ooh, I'm ready to go.
Now you go.
Eat now.
Wow, I feel better.
Yeah, no,
I feel
it
better.
does help settle your stomach. It absolutely does.
It's like the worst version of Fernet, and I love Fernet, but there are a lot of people who go Fernet Branca. Oh God, I'm gonna barf. Yeah, imagine if Fernet Branca was worse.
Yeah.
So like with the Underbergs, you want to drink those in single digits, right?
Oof.
Or maybe just one.
Get into the chat here. Chris Conrad, BJ, did you do this 3-sip rule before you scored tonight?
I did. I had a very heavy pour. Yes, I did.
All right. Well, that's really it on Old Elk. If you guys have any questions on it in the chat, let us know what you're drinking in the chat.
Hold on.
Before we shut her down for the night.
Before we shut her down, we always have a happy birthday to give.
Yeah, we got a happy birthday, and then we're going to talk about what we have on deck over the next few shows.
So I have to give a happy birthday to one of our
do.
watchers and listeners.
Happy birthday to a viewer, a watcher.
To the very special Mrs. Askins.
Oh,
hey!
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She would not like me saying it, what her actual birthday ages.
Okay,
but
wait. This is a
21.
judgment-free
It's a
zone.
milestone.
Oh, it's a
birthday.
milestone. your
Women are
birthday.
21 for life.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Or you can just say 30 for the next 50. So,
That's what I do.
yeah, why not? You're like,
She's
like
50
Oh, wait, I'm not a
30. No, not 50 for the next 30. 30 for the next 50.
50 for the next 30.
50
That's
for the
going to
next
get you in the
30.
Wow.
doghouse.
You're gonna
50 for the next 30. It's
very-
what, 20?
It's a very refined 50. You're like, you look great for 50.
Wow.
Three times
50?
over.
Jeez, I hope I look that good when I'm 50. Yeah, you're going to get lots of compliments. I mean, come on.
Ridiculous. For the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
I am Zach.
And I'm BJ, and a lot less disappointed. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a blast.
Oh, do we want to cut that off? Or I said we were going to talk about our shows.
So don't forget
Really
to tune
quick.
in March. This is the last show of February. So in March, we've got, of course, we've got some scotches coming up.
Yeah.
We've got some Irish whiskeys coming up.
St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you. What else did we just decide on?
So we're going to do
Some craft. We got some craft bourbons coming
craft.
I think there's a
bourbons,
Balvenie in there
cocktails,
somewhere.
Scotch.
Some
we have a
Balvenie.
lot lined up over the next month for you guys.
up. Yeah. So tune in.
Hopefully you all tune in. Everybody have a great night.
And of
Shelley,
course,
have a great night.
Greg Mannarino is coming
Oh, and
back.
Greg, for the Lions and Lionesses
There's
out there.
there's some big Greg Mannarino presence.
First of all, you guys are great, the fans, but
Yeah.
Greg always tells us after every show how much he had a blast coming on the show, hanging out with the viewers,
It's
hanging
a
out
lot
with
of
you guys, hanging out with
fun,
us.
you know?
And
He
you're-
always learns something new.
And your comments tell us what a good time you have when he comes on. So
Yes.
thanks for sticking it out with us.
you guys
Thank
blow
you.
up the comments and emails
Thank you,
and
thank you.
messages. It's all love, and we appreciate
Speaking
that.
of emails and messages, one
Yes.
more thing. Don't we have a new website coming out?
We do. So the new website, the website, we've had one, is under a redesign right now. So what the plan is we're looking to put our videos on the website after they go live. So after the show, they'll go live on the website. And then I'll write up, or one of us will write up like a little blog to go along with it. So we'll do a little write-up of the show for the
Very
show.
Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere.
It
So
sounds like you need an Underberg.
I need something. I don't know.
Are you struggling over there or what?
God.
Yeah, I'm hearing. I'm seeing a lot of
spicy
retching.
nacho chicharrones we're
Oh,
drinking.
let's get back into it. Duh.
Everybody's.
So anyway, we will see you all next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific,
Oh, wait, there's one more.
10
Wait,
p.m.
I'm sorry, I have
Eastern.
one more birthday.
What do you got? One more birthday.
One more birthday. Because I'm a dunce.
Okay, well,
Don't be a dunce.
Whose birthday? I don't even know whose birthday. Abraham Lincoln. Whose birthday?
No, we just had Washington's birthday.
Oh, that's what it was. All right.
But I'd also like
that
to wish
one.
a very happy birthday to Chris Conrad Sr.
Chris Conrad Sr.
Happy birthday.
Oh, here.
He's going to be 30 for the next 50.
Wow. Love it.
His body is simple.
Not 50 for the next 30.
All right, guys. For the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
I'm Zach.
And I'm in trouble.
Oh, drink well.